Alright, morning guys. It's the second weekend in November and I'm back on Club Lake 4 to do a bit more maintenance. You can see the lily pads are starting to recede, are starting to die back. A lot of the other weed is starting to do the same, so we're going to spend the next few hours finishing off some bits around the lake. I've got that last bit of tree to remove from the swim just up the bank there. Got bits around the lake, fallen branches and what have you, that are just sort of hanging down in the walkway, so I'm going to address those, get that out the way. We've got a train going by. Got a drain at this end of the lake, which is working generally fairly well, but as you can see there's quite a lot of debris built up all around it, logs and what have you, and weeds growing out of it, so going to give that a tidy up as well. And generally try and get this lake back to proper usable condition. So I'm going to get the bits out the car and say, first of all, I think I'm going to attack the walkways, get a lot of that cleared out the way so people can walk around the lake safely, and then we'll get back in the swim on the right hand side there, finish that off, and then come and sort this out. Alright, first bit, obviously it's things like this that we've got all the way around the lake. Some are a lot worse, some are basically like this whole branch is across the walkway, so just going to take this one back a little bit. The rest of it's fine, obviously it's well out of the way, but we'll just get this out of the way to stop it growing out any further. Although this is probably part of a separate tree, so it's just where this has fallen down, so we'll just take that out of the way just so it's not stabbing people in the face. Probably don't even need the saw, to be fair. Quick and easy. That's all fine. Next one. Right, we got this one. It's not actually, no, I think it's dead anyway looking at it. It seems to be buried in the floor down there. Whether it's actually a fallen branch or a tree, it's not moving easily, but it's clearly worse for wear, so I'm going to take that one down before it becomes an issue. I'll literally just cut it off down the base, and then this bit will all come down and that'll be out the way. Yeah, quite clear this was very, very dead. Right, next. Yeah, another fallen branch there. The majorities of it's out the way, but we'll get this chopped back, and then there's lots of this hanging brambles and what have you, so we'll get all of those cut back. Some of the thorns that are on this tree as well, it's not particularly pleasant, so I need to be careful with those. So this one's actually already fully detached. It's just got itself caught up in the trees as it's come down. So if I take these excess branches off, find somewhere to dump them, and then this bit will come out easily. There's no swim here, so I can leave those bits just to the edge for now. So that at least clears up this section. Honestly, this bloody bramble is just everywhere. You got like one strand that starts off over here somewhere, goes all the way up and over. Yeah, this piece is going all the way up, over, and then down over here. Right, that's that bit done. On to the next. Right, got a few more fallen branches to deal with. Right, just cleared that section. You can see this one's come down and brought a load with it, but again, it's all detached, so it's all very simple to get out of the way. Might be November, but it's still getting a bit warm for that coat. couple of these branches off. It's fairly weighty, but it's alright to move, but I'm going to be catching myself on all of this because it just extends and extends. Right, that's that bit done. There's a bit of bramble sticking across the pathway up there that will get tidied up. But other than that, that should be this side of the lake pathway anyway, pretty much done. Right, we're going to get going on this one now. This is by far the most sizable branch. We've got another one beneath it. It's also pretty decent size, to be fair. And then it's all this lot that goes out. Hopefully they're going to be quite straightforward. I think they're long dead, so they should be easy to get out if they're not already cut off. But this one and this other one are going to be a bit more of a pain, so we'll get going on this and then see if we can't drag it out. Right, that's that one down, so we'll see if we can't get this dragged out. I think we might have to do a bit of cutting because it's quite entangled up, but we'll see how we get on. So turning it is one thing. Dragging it out, I think, might be something different, but we'll see. Right, let's do some cutting, I think. Got a little bit warm trying to get that out, so I'm down to a t-shirt. It's about 8 or 9 degrees out at the moment, so you don't tend to feel it so badly when you're trying to lug bloody great trees out of the water. Still getting caught up on those branches at the back there. Which is really bloody annoying. Right, hopefully now that one's off, we can get the rest of this stuff out, because I think that is the bit that was holding everything else in place. Right, that's the worst of it done. I'll get this bit out. Not pretty, but it's done. I think I'm going to have to get in the water to do certainly some of those bits. If I'm going to do that, I might as well do that bit at the same time. So I think it's probably time to stick the waders on. I think I'll have a bit of a break first. Right, waders on. Let's have a go at this one, and then we've got, well, that's already come down, so that's nice and easy. These bits should break off fairly easily. Ooh, bloody hell. A random big hole. It's literally a foot-sized hole, right where I just put my leg. That one, this big one here, I might actually just be able to pull from back there, because that is just, seems to be a log and it's just attached anyway. So, but we'll get going on this, get that one out, tidy up these bits behind us, and then that should be hopefully this bit done, but we'll see. Right, the problem I've got is this tree is actually fully separated at the far end, which means as I'm cutting this, all of the weight of the tree is now pivoting down onto this point, which means it just keeps closing the gap. So cutting it is getting harder and harder, and what I need to do is to be able to get the weight onto this bit and not on this bit. So I'm going to jam a log under that, lift it up, and that should then open the gap up, and I'll be able to cut through it a lot easier. Put the bloody hoodie back on because it was getting a bit chilly without it. Obviously whilst I took a break, and now it's roasting again. Right, we're getting there. The log is really starting to rotate now, so should be a few more thrusts of the saw and we'll be done. As I said. Right. Now that that's done, this whole log can quite easily be pushed out the way. I say it was all pivoting on this one branch. Right. It's like some sort of a miracle. The sun is coming out for the first time in 3 weeks, I don't know. We have had grey cloud, full blanket coverage every day for 3 weeks. This is the first time I've seen the sun appearing. Right, we'll see if we can drag, we'll get this out of the way and then we'll see if we can drag this in a bit more, whether it's movable or not. Right, still a lot of weight on that, so we're going to have to do some more cutting. Well, that thing's wedged in there. Right, there's a few small sticks floating about, but there's nothing major in there now. I'm just going to tidy up the edge over here a little bit. Everything else is pretty much like that. Right, you can see we've cleared off what was left on that tree stump, cleared out a lot of the other debris. There's lots of these sorts of things sprouting up. Unfortunately they're right in the edge, so it's not too much of an issue, and there is a big stump type thing there that I can't get out very easily anyway, so I'm going to leave that. Main point is the rest of the fishing area, which is going to be primarily here, is going to be fully clear, so let's get in and get these branches taken back, and then that will open up the whole of the lake. I'm actually going to take them back over here just so that they're fully out of the way. Right. I'm losing count of how many times I've been whipped in the face or smacked on the head by bloody brambles and whatever else, so time for a little bit of protection. It's not like I've got the hair to take the blow, is it? Jesus, I didn't realise how much was under the water. See how much that's opened it up. We'll get these brambles out and those last couple of branches, and then that will be the swim done. Right, there we are, that's that one finally done. Took us a couple of trips to get it sorted. There was a lot of branches and debris in the water, but we've cleared that out now, taken back the right hand side, so that's nice and open. Left hand side taken back of all those branches that were overhanging into the water, the brambles that were in the water. You certainly don't want them in there if you're playing a carp that decides to head left. Obviously this stump is far too sizable to be able to shift anywhere but slightly left and slightly right, so it's wedged in there nicely. It's not in the way of fishing, so it'll just keep over to the left out the way. But what we have is a nice opened up swim ready to go. Alright, so here we are at the drain. So you can see it goes pouring over the side down into the culvert that takes it under the road and away. But we've got quite a bit of debris piled up around it, on top of it. Obviously all this weed isn't helping, that's all going to be blocking access to it as well. Got a load of mud piled up on top and all the way around the sides. So I'm going to stand on the grate and get rid of as much of it as I can from there. I might have to get in the water, but I don't know how deep it goes, so it's not the shallowest here, I don't think. Let's find out. Yeah, I might be able to get some of it from here, but when I sent the bait boat out with the deeper on it, this was showing going down to sort of 8 feet, and I certainly don't want to find that. Quite where that is, I don't know, because I had wide angle measurements on it. It's also very silty, I can feel underfoot. So I might put my foot down, think it's only 4 feet, and very quickly I'm in 5.5 feet. So I think I'll do it from the drain for now. If I have to get in, I will do, but I think I can probably avoid it. These weeds are actually growing up through the drain, so get rid of those. This is why basically it's not been draining, it's completely chopped up. It's got weeds, it's got nettles, it's got mud. As soon as we can get this cleared, it's going to be flowing a hell of a lot faster. be able to access from all sides. At the moment, all of this is blocking any of the water flow, so I need to get all of that out as well, clear out all the roots and everything, and then we'll have a properly working drain again. Right, you can see how much the flow has already increased. There's a lot of debris down the bottom there. Cleared some of it out. Still need to get some more, but you can see how much it's increased the flow already. Still got a lot of that side of the grate to clear. You can see why the drain was struggling to clear any water. You've got yards and yards of roots blocking it all up. Right, there we are. That's all been cleared and is now flowing as intended. You can see how much more water is now going down. It will quickly clog back up with leaves, but the water will just continue to flow over the top of them. They will get washed down eventually. But we certainly cleared there was a lot of roots, especially over this side. There's a lot of roots sort of just completely clogging this side of the grate, so it wasn't able to work properly. That's now all clear. And the lake will, it's obviously going to have an effect on the height of the water, but it does mean that if we do get a downpour of water, a downpour of rain, the water will be able to flow away and it will basically just reach its natural level. It's only going to go down by a couple of inches because that is only just below the surface. So it can now drop down to where it should be, which is 2 inches shallower. It's not going to make a difference on the lake realistically, but at least we know it's going to be working properly as and when the winter rains and whatever you come. So we shall leave that there for today. Couple of hours, and so we managed to get the swims up the end there sorted. Now we've managed to clear the drain off so it's able to do its job properly. So thanks very much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And next thing is to get back out fishing again.